Ooh, let loose of that mongoose. Turn my island down. Ooh, let go of that mongoose. Mongoose. Yeah, who let go of that mongoose? Hi everyone. Hi, how you all doing? I know it's been a while. Well, I say everyone. One person who watches me, Boxman. Hi buddy. I decided to come back. I actually did make a couple of videos before. Before. And I never got around to uploading them because I was just too fucking stoned, dude. I mean, literally. Put some nice background music on. It's just a case of, when you just been like, oh, make the video and not. And now I'm like past that vibe. I don't know if I should just upload them or not. I suppose I should, shouldn't I? Like upload it under like old video or something. But anyway. All right, let's talk about let's talk about me. Let's talk about where I'm at. I'm just going to give you the really short version, I think. Yeah. So basically, moving forward with the business, 9 people work for me now. Or is it 8? It's kind of 8. The 9 includes me, but I like to say 9, But that's okay. I'm always saying a little bit more and then it's coming true. So, living in the next reality, so to speak. So look, everything's going good like that. There's been a lot of teething issues and stuff. Nothing that's necessarily surprised me, but again, you still have to go through these processes and be surprised anyway, and that is actually part of the process. But nothing that has caught me off guard at all, really. One or two small things, but I knew there'd be one or two small things that would need ironing out, creases that have been ironing out. So yeah, done all that. So long story short, three telesales, full-time telesales staff and 1 part-time, so 4 telesales staff. Well, it's kind of 3. The other one is we don't know exactly what's happening, so whatever. But more coming on board anyway. Couple of reps. My boy Ash on accounts. Oh, and then me. So actually, it's a team of 8. Team of 8. Well, anyway, I want to have some people that work for me remotely, but that's a bit different. Got a guy in Egypt who works for me basically full time now, doing stuff on the data side, and other ones, and another guy in England who assists and stuff like that. So look, I mean, the point I'm making is like we're doing good right now. We're on the runway. We've done a couple of sales, just bouncing off the runway, and we've sorted out a few different things. The technicians have just been. And pretty soon, I guess, we're just going to start to leave that runway and start get airborne. We're not airborne yet, though. But it's going to happen. So listen, I've been involved in that the last, 4 or 5 weeks, I guess, from what was my last video. And, and also during that time, I have been smoking, like, a lot of weed. Like, a lot. And basically that's been okay because there's been a lot of like stressful stuff even for the staff, and I've just always been like this super chilled yin person, like, oh, it's okay, that's all right, and focusing on the bigger picture, the vision stuff, but I basically started feeling like, okay, we need to do less of that. And then really it came to I mean, the thing is about smoking weed is it can be a great thing, but it can mess up your perspective. So, I mean, what I'm talking about, I'm not talking about work now, actually. Something more interesting than work, way more interesting. I went on a Tinder date, like 2-3 weeks ago now, I guess 3 weeks ago now. And, she was a nice girl. Like, we gelled, we connected. There was that spark there and stuff. And, you know, the biochemistry was working. It was all kind of like hunky-dory and stuff like that. So that was good. I met her, and well, then I met her again, and you know, we took her out for a meal this time. The first time was a drink. This time I went out for a restaurant, and all that went well. And I went back to hers that night and slept. And it was agreed that even though we'd sleep together, you know, share the bed, like we wouldn't have sex. Like we both pre-agreed this in our minds. Okay, well, let's not have sex. Let's just. Didn't stop me from trying, of course, you know. But yeah, no, I mean, you know. We basically agreed to that, and you know I went with it, and you know that was fine. And then anyway, I had to, and then there was last weekend, and then basically we both was away. I had to go to Slovakia on a bit of business that I have out there, and also, so hi, Edu, for watching me. Probably watch everything I do. So hi, buddy, this one's for you. And yeah, and she was in Brussels, and you know we've been like talking a lot via communications and stuff, you know, text, you know, WhatsApp. She sent me a picture of herself, and and it was like the first ever selfie she sent of herself, and I got it, and I was just like, oh, just like, you know, just like having a moment with it, and then I started having like a long moment with it. And then I started, sometimes I do really weird and random stuff for like no particular reason. Even stuff that I don't need to do. There's no reason. It's just like I do anyway sometimes. So I was waiting for a long time to like looking at it, just like, oh, you know. And then I decided to research, oh, well, what does it mean when a girl sends you a selfie? Now, of course, I know, all right? I know. But sometimes I like to play these weird little games with myself. So then I started going online. So then I started reading all these weird and wonderful stories. And then obviously I got a message back like, you know, basically annoyed that I'd not responded because she's essentially bared her soul to me. And I was like, oh no, I'm sorry. So then I had to bring it back and everything like that. Purely just for not living in the moment, people. That's what happens when you don't live in the moment. Basically, and that is the point of the beginning of the end. Because, well, it's not really. I actually did pull it back. And well, anyway, long story short, you know, I got back and from you know, from abroad, and so did she, and we got back to work, and then we'd agreed to meet. We was going to meet the following day, but it was a bit too much all around, so we met the next day. So anyway, I went out the next day, and well, before I was at the office, and then I went for a run, and then after the run I smoked a joint, and then I, you know, got ready and you know, went to the train station, got a train to the train station where she lived, and then she come and picked me up in the car. Then we went to a restaurant, and a foreign restaurant, and in this restaurant I was able to speak the language of the people there, so that was pretty impressive. Everything was good. But then, to be honest, we just drank too much. Again, you know, a couple of bottles of wine, you know, 2 or 3 cocktails, whatever. So anyway, when we get back to hers, I was pretty done. But this was a night that we was going to. So anyway, like basically have sex, you know. So anyway, one thing I said to her, you know, is like, even on the very first day, I said to her, look, if I'm drunk, I'm really, really bad. You know, so best I'm not so drunk, you know. I know, it's bad, like I know. So anyway, we started like to make love, and it was all okay, and she was biting my lip, and everything was fine. And then she basically, you know, turned around and sort of said, oh, you know, go deeper. And I didn't know what was wrong with me. I was just like, well, you know, I guess I felt like, oh my God, I'm too drunk, I can't even keep it up, or whatever, like, oh, this is too much, you know, like, because I was so fucked. And I guess I was just a little bit off put, quite frankly speaking, by her just like opening her mouth so quickly when we've just started. It's just like, shut up, you stupid person. Just wait. Just let it build. Just come on. Don't be like saying everything after 2 seconds. This is like the first time we've, you know, been together intimately, or whatever, you know. And I know I emasculated myself. Okay, I'm not that fucking dumb. Okay, I fucking realize it. But anyway, I was really fucking tired as well, and I just thought, you know what? And I was a bit of a bitch. So, you know, she bent over, and I just turned around and went to sleep, didn't even say goodnight. I just basically literally left her high and dry. What a cunt, right? What an absolute cunt. And, no issues. And so the next morning I thought, well, I'll just make it up in the morning. Do the old trick. It's not the first time I've pulled this shit, just passed out and obviously just made up for it properly in the morning, so everything's good. But well, she wasn't letting me make it up in the morning. She's quite a controlling woman. Yeah, she's quite a type of woman. And all that was fine and okay, whatever. And and we had a laugh because I didn't have any underwear because there was an error, and so she borrowed me her knickers and a pair of her socks. And all my jeans were dirty because I took a dog for a walk when I was really drunk, and everything got a mess basically. And so anyway, but that was fine. So anyway, I went home on the Friday, not the Friday. What am I on about? Like I went home like the day after. Got a taxi home, and then we were just. Yeah, I think it was on the Friday, actually. And then anyway, yeah, because we went out on the Thursday. So anyway, I decided to go and visit a family member, a sister of mine who's recently had a kid on Friday, and I probably had a do before. And I was a little bit, imbalanced, I guess, in my thinking, because, we spoke about something, and she mentioned in her message, and you only last... we're on about bite marks, basically. She was complaining she had some bite marks. And not complaining in a bad way, in a nice, cheeky way. Do you know what I mean? Like winks and all the rest of it. And I said, well, what about you? You bit my lip. And she's like, oh, yeah, for all of, 2 fucking minutes. And then she said something else with a wink. And she was being okay. She was just being normal, fucking around or whatever. But the thing is, because I was so... I just got so caught up on reading this message completely out of context. I just said fuck off, and I was really quite thing with her. And then she started to go on, and I'm just like, you know what? Don't talk to me. I'm gonna send you an email, and then and I don't want to be bothered till then. Yeah, I know. I'm fucking ashamed of myself. Really, I'm actually ashamed of myself, and I don't care who knows it because. The more shame that people feel, or for me, or about this, it's fucking deserved. I mean, I really fucked up. So anyway, I spent the next day just getting higher and higher and higher, and writing this big long fucking email, basically fucking. Wasn't my intention, but I'm supposed to be outlining how I feel about every little thing. But all it is just me having a go at her for who she is, essentially. And the thing is, just to put all into context, I mean, since we met, she said, look, she's just coming out of a 9-year relationship, still kind of involved with the guy, helping him out, whatever. They've been together 9 years, have a property together. And, and I was, in my message, insisting stuff oh, she stopped seeing him, and loads of other stuff, needy kind of bullshit stuff. And one thing she, hates is, needy guys and all the rest of it. And so I just... was well, this is who I am, blah, 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 blah. And I'm not needy, I was just, whatever. I guess I was. Well, I wasn't. It just came out across all wrong. I was just sending this message and it just... And so anyway, long story short, I mean, it's over. I really fucked it up. And we did have a little bit of a spark. The thing is, from, the day I met her, she was always look, I don't want another boyfriend. I don't want to have any emotional involvement with anyone, blah, 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 blah. And I'm that's fine. Because obviously, I know that somebody can play that game. They can say that. So then all you do is just be you. And then over the weeks and months and stuff, they obviously naturally fall for you. I mean, I've been in this situation before and done quite well. But, I forgot all of my game, guys. I literally forgot everything. I forgot all of my game and... I got a little bit too overexcited with things. Obviously, what with the business taking off, that I didn't, I don't know if I'm making sense, but I kind of lost slip of things a little bit. I guess at least on the relationship side, I guess with her, with the communication side, And it's funny because I watch a YouTuber called Infinite Waters Diving Deep once again. And anyway, if I'd only watched his video, like his new video, his video is dealing with exactly that, like how to make somebody love you who doesn't love, blah, blah, blah. I mean, obviously I know that it wasn't an instant thing, but basically I did everything completely wrong, and I know I did completely wrong. I proper scared her away. And so I was pretty upset about it, I mean, I shed a tear or two, I did. Like, I don't mind admitting it. I mean, the thing is, maybe it was not just about that, but, like I lost my mum, didn't I, like a year ago, and I've never cried about that, so maybe that was a part of it. Maybe it was just whatever, but, one realization that I had is, like, for fuck's sake, you've lost this for one reason only, like, unbalanced viewpoints and reacting and being erratic just because you're a fucking stoner. And not only that, you're losing, you could even be losing business opportunities and money and all the rest of it just for being a stoner. And so I decided to completely stop smoking weed and tobacco for good, forever. Done, finished. Because I'm tired of not having a relationship with myself. I'm tired of being disconnected from myself. I'm tired of fucking up. I'm tired of being disproportionate in my responses to and from things, people. I'm tired of constantly trying to keep myself on a level or using weed to try and keep me on a level. I'm just tired. I'm just tired of it all. I'm just fucking sick of myself. Like, I am fucking sick to death of my own fucking bullshit. You have no idea. I'm fucking ashamed and fucking sick to death of myself. Not only for that, but for like so much fucking shit in the past, and for being such a selfish, lazy fucking stoner. And all the rest of it. Like, literally, So I decided to make a big change and, stick to it. For all the above reasons and more, and many more. So today's Tuesday. I mean, I stopped. I mean, I had my last weed joint, if you like, on the Sunday, and Monday nothing, and today nothing, and all the rest of it, and that's what it's all about. So I'm just going to focus. I mean, I'm really sad I lost that girl, but, c'est la vie. Maybe it'll come back on later on down the line. Who knows? But I lost it not only for those reasons, but also because I was just a little bit on form. I wasn't pedigreed. Do you know what I mean? I was I know. Like, I know. I've done this a few times, and I know where I failed. So. And I don't want to fail like that again. I mean, unnecessarily. Fucking my own self up. I mean, sometimes it's stuff that you can't do a lot about, but when there is stuff that you can do a lot about, and not only you can do a lot about, but quite easily. In fact, it's the ABC, and you're not even following the ABC. Well, then there's a problem. So I'm all about basically getting back to basics. Just living a clean life, so no weed, no tobacco. Because at the end of the day, it's just aging me. It's just it's just taking away the elasticity from my youth, And like, I had a realization as well. I'm like 35. I'm nearly 36. My 20s are truly over. My youth is essentially gone, or at least one flourish of it. I know I've got another older flourish of it to come, or that I'm entering now, or to come. I might be able to reverse a few years with my healthy eating and my exercise and my juicing and everything that'll be coming online, which you'll be seeing the result. But ultimately, even with all that, it is a fucking period of my life, like a youth period, which is over. That 20s golden period is over now. It's over. I'm not a kid. I have to accept that. I can't be behaving as I am all the time, as I have been. And fine, it's been cute and all the rest of it. But I think now we're at a point, like a precipice, where if I don't, like, get over it, I'm just going to start like going back down. My life will be like this. My 20s, and like this, unless I change my behavior. So now I'm here. Now I just need to be like, okay, readjust for my new age and my new goals, and start going like this. Embrace all the new stuff, and let the old stuff go, basically. So that's where I'm at. And do you know what? And if it's taken the loss of this girl who has a lot of emotional baggage, who is very sort of protective of herself because she's been very hurt. But if it's taken the loss of that for me to realise something, then yeah, I mean that's good. I mean it's a price to pay. I mean I know you might think, oh, you only met her 3 or 4 times, but honestly, when I connect with somebody, like I actually connect with them, it's like generally when I don't date, like most people date, like they're on like something like a dating scene, and you might find people have been serial dating for a year or half a year or 2 years, and you ask them how many dates, and they say 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, 1,000. Well, I've never been that guy, I mean, I'll go on, so like I'll have a single period, so like I'll have a girlfriend period, and that'll end, and then because I'll have got bored traditionally in the past, I always get bored, so I mess up the relationship, it ends. I get my freedom, I'm like, yay, same old routine, let's get back on the single thing. I'm single for a little bit, I enjoy it all, and then after a year of that, the value of that, the return on that isn't as great, and I start thinking about, the embrace and the love of another good woman and stuff. So then I think, okay, this is it. Let's stop going out. Let's stop getting fucked, and let's go and meet a nice girl. And then I think that a few times, and I fail a few times because I just focus on having a good time. But then eventually I'm like, okay, so I'll spend a couple of weekends, 2 or 3 weeks, where I'm just focused. Okay, I'm gonna get a nice girl, and then I'll meet a couple of girls, and I'll go on a couple of dates. And basically, within 2 or 3 dates, I'll have found somebody, we'll have connected, and she'll be moved in, like, pretty quickly. It's the same thing. It happens all the time. Has happened all the time. And, I mean, I guess, as a side point, that was part of my problem with me and this girl, because even though she was telling me all these issues, and she's been honest all about all the information, I was just blind, just expecting her to fall exactly into line and stuff. And she was. I mean, and she was even doing it. It was just me fucking it up. Well, anyway, but back to the point now. So there was all that, and I kind of lost where I am a little bit. So yeah, okay, so fine. And then I'll start dating, and then that'll be it. I'll have found someone. I've never had a situation where I've needed to keep going dating, like to find somebody. I mean, for me, that's just like way too much work. I mean, emotional investment. I mean, maybe that's what some people need to do. Maybe might even be what I need to do. Might even happen to me now. I might have to go on a few days to meet someone that I want to stay with, and who likewise wants to stay with me, I guess. Maybe it's self-doubt that's talking right now. Maybe not. Maybe it's just be a bit more realistic. And I guess as well, I mean, I need to stop, like, I don't know, dating online. I mean, I've never really been into it anyway. But, I mean, my situation in my town, I mean, to be honest, there are probably plenty of good candidates in my town. I just need to go out and find them. And that's what I need to do. I mean, I need to start reconnecting with my townspeople. Because it's, like, a lot of my townspeople are quite different, sort of traditional working class folks with all their paradigms of thinking and their thought patterns, and all the rest of it. But there are a lot of smart people in my town too, so I'm sure there's some nice smart girls, and and definitely some really beautiful ones for sure. And it is a unique town, so I just need to. And I suppose now that I'm like going back out of my town as like an employer with, I don't know, blah blah blah, maybe it'll just be like easier and stuff. I don't know. Not that I'm trying to use that as a crutch or anything, but It is a reality a little bit. And also, you know, maybe with the online dating as well, you know, I can just, you know, do some Tindering and, you know, meet a nice girl, a nice doctor or solicitor. And the reason why is, you know, I like people like with some kind of profession or something. And it's not because of like of any money they might have or anything like that. It's just about like conversational value. I mean, like, look, if you're like with somebody who's just like got no ambition, like, it's actually no ambition is actually really, really good. But if you're with somebody, because that actually can be genius in itself, to be fair. But if you're just with somebody who's just like never questioned why, who's just like on a lower level of consciousness, and I don't mean to be disrespectful to people who are on lower levels of consciousness, and just because somebody's on a lower level of consciousness doesn't mean that they have any less value than you or more values than you or vice versa. You know, look, we're all equal. It's just another reality, you know. It's just like you're thinking like this, and they're like thinking like this, you know? And it's strange for them to see, you know what I mean? So this is why I like smarter girls, just for the conversational, or girls with professions or stuff like that, just for conversational value, you know, just for that, because, you know, my brain fires, and I like someone else's who fired. And by the way, this girl's brain, she was pretty smart as well. And the good thing about it, I mean, she was smart, but I had to get to it. She'd have this big defensive personality, and I don't know. Well, I just, you know, totally didn't play that one right. I should have done, and next time I will as well. But it's all in the eyes, you know. She had eyes like mine, like an ex-girlfriend of mine, Olga, from Russia. We was together a while, and she had the same eyes, man. You don't come across eyes like that very often, and so yeah, really messed that one up. Can I bring it back? I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe. Not now though. Now needs time. Considering how much she hates needy people, I need to just not contact her, have anything to do with her, and maybe come back in the future strong. I don't know, maybe when I get my driving license. So, oh hey, I got my license. Let's go give the car a spin, let's go for a minute, let's go check up just as mate, yeah? Yeah. Just like that, something like that. Like, not very non-committal, like, but it can't be now, it has to be later. Maybe then, yeah, you know, maybe then, maybe not, who knows. Painful stuff, still feel pain now. But I'm not going to let it destroy me. I can't. I mean, I've got this far, you know, with everything, you know, with everything, you know, with the biz, you know, we're doing okay. The office is okay. Two pods here, you know, 6 people here, 6 people here. Well, a couple of people here. And then people there, we've got a sales, but you know, we're getting rocking, we're getting going, we're getting to make that chaos. You know, so, you know, so I want to just keep going, you know. I mean, all of this that we see around was only just a creation of my mind when I was stoned. I mean, I knew it was going to be a business anyway, you know, and it is. And obviously I'm going to grow it, I'm going to rock it, I'm going to absolutely rock it. I mean, we'll watch these videos, I'll be employing like 100 people soon, like guaranteed. But I know the value of stuff in life, and I know the value of like this girl, you know, and I know exactly where I went wrong, and it was all because of drugs, you know, not taking care of myself. And when you take drugs and you don't take care of yourself, that's when things fuck up. So I'm just gonna. So I've stopped. You know, I've stopped not taking care of myself. Stop the weed. I've stopped the tobacco, because the tobacco's awful as well. I mean, I want to be like getting back into my athlete way. You know, I want to like not be fat. You know, like look, I'm fat. You know, I want to get okay again. You know, I want to get okay again, you know. I mean, you know, there was a period in my 20s where I rocked it. I mean, like, literally, I was rock star. I was a rock star amongst rock stars. And I was never even the best looking one. you know, but it didn't matter because like the attitude I had and like everything, do you know what I mean? And like, I don't know, and like I guess I just want not exactly that again, but but a similar sort of vibration. I just want to, you know, and the thing is, back then I never did drugs or anything. Yeah, I drank a bit here and there, but you know, that was it. So I'm just finished with drugs. I mean, honestly, because I've just smoked them for so long now. I mean, the only time I stopped smoking drugs is when I moved to Tokyo last year for 6 months to work. And I think I smoked weed once just because of availability, but, you know, I made up for it in, you know, alcohol and stuff. Yeah, I mean, Tokyo as a whole as a story anyway. I'll actually make a video on Tokyo. It might even get some hits as well, considering the J-blogging thing. But the thing is I felt so, you know, like down and stuff. You know, Mum was dying of cancer and everything there, and wasn't being completely honest and open with me about it because she wanted, you know, to protect me and stuff. Well, and I guess like this girl, I guess, was just like on a subconscious level, like another shot at love or something. I guess like to feel that. And obviously I just just you know misplayed it for the aforementioned reasons, and one or two others I haven't really gone into, but they're not big. Just basically me not being like on top of myself, you know, because I've been stoned and stuff like that. Like I'm not just talking about that email. I'm just talking about like on that last meal as well. I wasn't as, you know, I don't know, like on top, because when you're stoned, you're a retard, basically. I'm sorry to any retards, but you know, and it manifests itself in one way or another. And of course, she's a nurse as well, you know, medical professional, and it's just like, oh, whatever. Who needs this? Who needs this? Exactly. Who fucking needs this? So I'm all about, okay, let's fucking learn from this. Let's just move forward. Let's just forge forward. Let's just fucking forge forward. Fucking gladiator. Fucking resilient. Yeah, it's fucking painful. So it should be painful. Yeah, it's shameful. So it should be shameful. Yeah, I fucking deserve it. I fucking do deserve it. I fucking deserve to lose what I can't be fucking bothered to fucking take care of and nurture and look after. So this is a fucking lesson, and maybe it's a lesson it's come right at the exact same time, because who knows, maybe without that lesson, maybe I lose everything else as well. So I don't know. So yeah, lesson learned. And also she mentioned she should get this sorted out. She's probably right. I don't know why I haven't. I don't know. And my teeth as well, I hadn't been cleaning them regularly. Now I am. So some good stuff. Yeah. Well, people, thanks for watching my video. I'm going to make more. And yeah, and as for the old videos, if you want me to upload my old videos that I didn't upload, tell me. Tell me. Part of me says we should just move away from them then. You know? I don't know. But then maybe there might be some value to someone. I don't know. Let me know. Okay. So, bye, Boxman. My one person who watches me. So, it's just me and you, buddy. See you later. Bye-bye.